Hello, my name is Charles Blevins. You can find me on the internet if you are really seeking to find me. I am a psychic. I prefer the word that I have sight. Most people have a misconception of what experiences are and how experiences are created. There are two different types of experiences that you can have. First type of experience is living to live. What do I mean by living to live? Well, I go into an experience. Let's take for an example cooking, because I'm hungry and I make it real quick to eat. I'm not doing it to make the best tasting food or the most satisfying food or the most healthiest food or the best food for my body. I'm just grabbing something. It's an effort to complete the experience, which was getting my food. So that's living to live. Putting in the minimum into that experience, because of tomorrow I will be around to recreate that experience again. That's one philosophy of living experience. The problem with that is, yes, there are some items that we create experiences for that are momentary, that are just to live, and that's fine. I understand that. But not all experiences should be that way. When you have the experience of going to school to get your education, to hopefully gain a better knowledge or skill set towards a certain field, do you want the experience of living to live? I'm there, I showed up, I did the work, and I went home. Or do you want a more desirable experience that gave you a better, more fuller impact? And that's the question mark that you have to ask yourself. Now, the second type of experience is living to die. What do I mean by this? You start an experience with the anticipation that when you start the experience, that you are willing to die to complete the experience. End of point. In other words, what that means is that I'm going to give my maximum. I'm going to give everything I have and more. I'm going to push myself to my outer limits. I'm not going to settle for lackadaisy or just grab a sandwich just to satisfy the body enough to keep going. No, I'm going to take the experience and I'm going to go to the full level. I'm not going to hold anything back, and I'm not going to have any regret. Feel comfortable, satisfied with the experience. That means you didn't live to die to complete the experience. That's the problem with most people. When I have experiences, I live to die in most of my experiences. In other words, when I choose to have an experience, I choose to have the experience. Then, by choosing, I choose to live to die for that experience in most cases. Why? Because I want the maximum of that experience. Now, there's something very interesting when you choose a live to die for the experience. Something inside of you will change dramatically. You will find a new confidence level, you will remove fear out, and you will find a new understanding of life in a good way. Many things internally will start to happen. And I am not going to turn around and sit here and explain to you my experiences in that manner and what it gave to me. Why? Because they were my experiences. I want you to go out and have your own experiences. And when you have your own experiences, and then you'll understand exactly what I'm saying. It does not mean that in a live to die situation of an experience that it's going to be a great, wonderful experience. No, I've had bad experiences in that case. And that's fine for me, because I got a gratification out of it. The gratification came from me knowing that I gave it everything I had. I left nothing on the table to question. I was 100% satisfied when I walked away from the experience. Would I do the experience over again? No, there is no reason for me to do the experience over again. I completed the experience with no questions or doubts about the experience. That's the reason why the live to die for each experience is a wonderful thing. It completes the experience. You don't want to go back and redo the experience, whether it was a good outcome or a bad outcome, because you were 100% satisfied with the experience. Only experiences that you want to go back and redo is the ones that you live to live for. In other words, you never gave your maximum. You never gave your full potential. You never reached deep down inside and had to dig within to come up with enough energy, enough mental power, willingness to complete the experience. You just went through the experience. And that's fine. If you want to do that through life, don't cry when bad things happen, because you will never understand what it means to live an experience to its fullest. Here comes the issue. You can sit back and you can cry, oh, someone else got a better job. Why did they get a better job? Were they living to die in that instance, in that experience? Or were they living to live? Most likely, when they got the better job, they were living to die for that experience. See, when you treat life as if you're living to die, magical things begin to happen. Things begin to happen around you. And that's what most people don't understand. If I start a business, if I live to die in the business, I'm going to give it everything I have. I'm going to give it my maximum, my all. Everything that I am and who I am. Whether I prosper or not doesn't matter. It's knowing that I'm satisfied with the result that I gave it. Now, if I apply live to live, I can go into that business and there is a greater chance that I'm going to fail just because my attitude, my mental state is not in the right place. And that's the issue with most people in life. The issue with most people in life is they sit in front of a television, on a computer, in front of a cell phone. They're texting, watching, and hearing other people's problems, dreams, and issues that really, at the end of the day, there's nothing we can, as human beings, do anything about except for the person who's involved in that situation. It is their issue. They need to resolve it. I'm not saying it doesn't mean that you shouldn't do anything, but to sit there and listen for the bulk of your day to the stuff, it isn't helping them and it's not helping you. Because the first thing I tell them, it's your experience. Get up. What are you going to do about it? Do you know if you cut down your television, your telephone time, and internet time to about an hour a day each, that's 3 hours a day. That's plenty of time. Rest of the time, you got up off your couch, you went outside, you would find something more productive to do. You would complete more experiences in your life, and you would feel more fulfilled in your life. You would be more happier. This is the secret behind experiences. Lead to knowing. Knowing is knowledge. Experience after knowing lead to believing. And after believing comes being. See, what happens from an experience is when we do something and we do it to the maximum, we attain a certain level of knowing about that experience. Good, bad, or indifference on the experience, it doesn't matter. We obtain a knowledge, a knowing. We turn around and we gain belief, because normally when you go into an experience, you don't realize that there are certain obstacles within the experience until you get into the experience, and then you find out the obstacles. And when you hit those obstacles, you start to remove out fears that are within you. And when you start to remove out those fears, you start to gain a bigger belief system within yourself. Your attitude starts to change about yourself because you remove some fears. When you remove fears, you gain a positive attitude about yourself. So your attitude about yourself becomes stronger. When you become stronger, you have a stronger belief system. You become more inspired. And when you become more inspired, you become more intuitive. And intuitive is not a bad thing to have. See, let's face it. We are spiritual beings. We are here to have experiences. Not one experience, but multiple experiences. You can either turn around and grab life, hold on to it tight and firmly, and go for the ride, or else you can hold on to life very loosely, cry about life, and life is going to push you along. When life pushes you along, you've given up your choice over your life, you've given up your choice over the experience, and you're going to go for an experience. You may not like the experience that life pushes you into. We are beings. We are here to gain experiences. Through experience, we gain knowing. Through knowing, we gain believing, and we become greater beings. We remove obstacles and fears through experiences. The more experiences we can have, the greater being we become. The more intuitive we become. To get up off your couch, step 1. You have to turn off your devices, step 2. You have to go out and interact with people, step 3. You have to create experiences that you want to have, step 4. You have to do those experiences to its maximum in order to get its full potential and full benefit in your life. And I guarantee you something. You will talk less about the experiences that you live the fullest to, the maximum on, compared to the experiences that you just live to live. You gave less than 50% of your being to have those experiences. And I tell you, those experiences, you'll talk more about. You'll spend more time wasting on those experiences that meant nothing to you because you never completed it, which created an unsatisfying feeling within inside of yourself. Change your attitude, change your mindset, push yourself, and when you do that, you are going to change your life. My name is Charles Blevins, and yes, I have sight, which means I am a psychic.